Well, thank you very much, Annette, and especially thank you for hosting us today here at East Aurora, and go Tomcats. Yeah. With us today are some other Tomcats, and that's the members of the General Assembly, leaders who have been at the forefront of making Illinois the most welcoming state in the nation. I'm very proud to be joined by the legislative sponsors, Leader Lisa Hernandez, Leader Aaron Ortiz, Senator Omar Aquino, Senator Selena Villanueva, Senator Jacqueline Collins, and Senator Ram Villivalam. And though they could not join us today, I'm very grateful to sponsors Representative Teresa Ma and Representative Will Gazzardi. Let me also welcome some of the other voices who have made today's milestones possible. There are, frankly, more than I can name, but recognition certainly goes to the Illinois Legislative Latino Caucus, to Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, Speaker Chris Welch, Congressman Chuy Garcia, Illinois' congressional delegation, the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, the Mexican-American Legal Defense and Education Fund, and the HANA Center, including Hung Chun Yu, here to share his story with all of us today. Every family, every child, every human being deserves to feel safe and secure in the place that they call home. And I'm committed to making sure that that value defines what it means to live in the state of Illinois. That's why the General Assembly passed and I signed legislation banning the establishment of private for-profit immigration detention centers. That law we also have been prohibiting local law enforcement from signing agreements with ICE, and we've been preventing landlords from using a tenant's immigration status against them. It's why Illinois now provides undocumented students with access to state financial aid, finally. And it's why the pandemic relief offered by our state government protecting health and economic security is given without regard to immigration status. In a few minutes, I get to sign, and I really mean I get to sign, 4 new bills that advance progress protecting immigrants in our state, all thanks to the champions that are with me, sitting behind me today. That starts with the Illinois Way Forward Act, strengthening The Illinois Way Forward Act strengthens the Trust Act by taking immigration status off the table in all state procedures where it has no relevance, putting greater teeth into those protections through the Attorney General's office, and making Illinois the second state in the nation to require all local officials to end partnerships with ICE by the end of this year. We're also advancing safety and security for our immigrant community through legal protections. 2 other bills that I'll sign today make it so that work authorization status is a protected class under the Illinois Human Rights Act. And because protecting economic security isn't enough, we're also codifying citizenship and immigration status as potential motivating factors for a hate crime. That means more people will be prosecuted for doing wrong in our state. With this law on the books, crimes with anti-immigrant motivations can be prosecuted independently of race or national origins and the consideration of those factors. A crucial differentiation if we want to keep our immigrant communities safe. We're establishing the Illinois Immigration Impact Task Force to study how our state programs shape the lives of immigrant residents, a community of 1.8 million people strong across Illinois. Finally, in addition to the bills that I will sign into law today, I'll also issue and sign an executive order to establish the Welcoming Illinois Office for Immigrants and Refugees, giving our mission the strength of government that it deserves by making it a permanent part of the office of the governor. I think many of you know that throughout my governorship, I've directed my administration to adopt policies that make Illinois a welcoming state for immigrants. And I'm very proud to sign these accountability measures into law to advance our cause. With that, I'm very proud to turn it over to someone who always puts people first, who I'm so proud to have as a partner in this work, and that's our esteemed Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton. Juliana?
Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for your kind words and your unwavering support of our immigrant and refugee communities. It is unconscionable that our undocumented neighbors are forced into the shadows. It is unconscionable that they live under constant threat of their immigration status being weaponized against them. They deserve better, and we have a responsibility to be better. And today, with a stroke of your pen, Governor, you will help soothe fears and make dreams possible. Today, the way forward is clear. For decades, we've seen the harm caused when law enforcement agencies and officials target our immigrant and undocumented communities. We've seen families torn apart, and we've seen people afraid to seek help from those that are meant to serve and protect. Building on the Trust Act, Senate Bill 667 is a necessary step in responding to the harm against our immigrant communities. It ensures that local and state law enforcement officials can no longer target or discriminate against an individual based on their immigration status, a best practice that protects our communities and saves lives. The Illinois Way Forward Act ensures that our immigrant communities, and especially our undocumented neighbors, can live less fearfully today than they did yesterday. And we know that it's not just interactions with law enforcement. For many in our immigrant communities, the threat of workplace violence, exploitation, and discrimination is more than a potentiality, it is a daily reality. House Bill 121 is a critical force in opening pathways to civil rights protections for our immigrant neighbors and work authorization status. And this is especially critical for our documented neighbors who often face employment discrimination due to their status as DACA recipients. And with Senate Bill 1596, protections extend to certain harms motivated by prejudice against one's immigration status. Together, these bills ensure that Illinois' immigrant community has protections akin to those established for other vulnerable communities. And the Illinois Immigrant Task Force Act reminds us all that there's more work to be done, and here in Illinois, more work will be done. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for signing these bills into law. It's just one more example of your commitment to justice, equity, and opportunity for every Illinoisan, regardless of immigration status. And thank you to the Illinois Legislative Latino Caucus for your dedication and partnership, with a special thanks and congratulations to all of the bill sponsors for your bold leadership in getting this done. Leader Aquino, Leader Hernandez, Senator Villanueva, Leader Ortiz, Leader Collins, Representative Ma, Representative Gazzardi, and Senator Villivalam. To Congressman Garcia, members of the General Assembly, and all of the immigrant rights advocates and special guests joining us today, you continue to be the wisdom in the room. Thank you all for doing your part to building a more safe, just, and equitable Illinois. I stand in support of our state's immigrant communities and will continue to do so. Illinois is your home. And now I would like to introduce a true leader in advancing justice and protecting our immigrant communities, my friend and former colleague in the Illinois House, Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to our wonderful Lieutenant Governor. I want to begin by thanking Governor Pritzker for bringing us here today. Thank Leader Hernandez, Leader Aquino, the Illinois Legislative Latino Caucus, and congratulate them on the fantastic work they did this past session and for bringing us here together today to continue to move Illinois forward and to continue to make Illinois the leader on immigrant rights and reform in this country. Let's give them all a round of applause, please. It truly is an honor and a privilege to be here with them this morning because this issue is particularly important to me, as it should be for all of us, because we are talking about people who are just like each and every one of us, living their daily lives, simply seeking to love and support themselves and their families. But immigrants all across this country have just suffered almost unimaginably these last few years. We have to stop that. It has to end. And it ends when states like Illinois lead the way. The United States is supposed to be that beacon of hope. Everyone looks to us as that beacon of hope. Immigrants come to America for different reasons, and we should always be open to them. But for those who are coming here to escape life-threatening turmoil, we need to have our arms open wide, just wide open. That's what it means to be a beacon of hope, that we are proud that everyone can come here and to find a better life. That's why here in Illinois, we are always doing what we can to keep immigrants safe and free. We are, there is no doubt about it, moving Illinois forward. Illinois is the way forward. Immigrants are welcome here. Tell them to come to Illinois. All of our immigrants need our protection, whether they are Latino, African, Caribbean, Middle Eastern, Asian, or European. Illinois is a welcoming state. Immigrants are welcome here, and that means safety and prosperity for everyone. That is our goal. That was our goal this past session, and I am so happy and honored that we were able to accomplish that real goal. And we did it, and I can tell you in the House, we did it because of a true champion, a true warrior, a friend of mine. I am just so happy to have her as a partner on our leadership team. We worked together really for the first time in 2017 when we passed the Trust Act. Please welcome this champion for the immigrant community to the microphone, Assistant Majority Leader Lisa Hernandez.
Sí se puede. Oh yeah, we've proven it over and over. I really want to thank Speaker Welch for those words. Truly, it's been an honor to work with Speaker Welch. Yeah, we did it in 2017, and we're still not done, right? Absolutely. Let me start by thanking the Governor Pritzker, Lieutenant Governor Stratton, and all the elected you see here, and some who just didn't make it but are here in spirit, for all their support and work to make this possible. Illinois Forward leads it, but there is a host of immigration bills that passed again here in Illinois. And thank you for that leadership and the support of all of you. Thank you. I'm going to actually say my remarks in Spanish for the sake of time. and our wonderful Senator Aquino will follow in English. Quiero reconocer el liderazgo de cada uno de mis compañeros que entregan el caucus latino y la colaboración con otros caucus y con los demás miembros colegas que entregan la Asamblea General en Illinois. Este proyecto de ley es de vital importancia para todas nuestras comunidades de inmigrantes. Yo sé que ustedes también trabajarán muy duro para que se aprobara este proyecto de ley. Esta ley ayudará a garantizar que los inmigrantes se sienten seguros en sus hogares y vecindarios. Quiero en particular reconocer a las organizaciones de mi distrito que mostrarán liderazgo y determinación en este esfuerzo. Enlace de Chicago, Mujeres en Acción. Sí, seguro, sin ustedes no podemos. En Illinois hemos tomado la delantera en la aprobación de leyes y políticas públicas que dan la bienvenida a los inmigrantes. Pero todavía tenemos mucho trabajo por hacer. Necesitamos asegurarnos de que mientras en Illinois se pone fin al encarcelamiento por parte de ICE en centros privados, no tan solo se estarán enviando estas personas a otros estados vecinos. No queremos eso. Necesitamos por fin a este cruel sistema de detención de ICE y separación de familias. Es urgente que el Congreso finalmente apruebe un camino hacia la ciudadanía para todos los que todavía no tienen un estatus migratorio permanente. Nosotros en Illinois estamos haciendo nuestro trabajo. Necesitamos que el Congreso también haga su trabajo. Ahora, ahorita, es el momento. Y por eso les digo, con mucho orgullo, que veo aquí que el congresista Garcia está aquí para apoyar y sabemos que él está haciendo todo lo que puede en el congresista y estamos aquí para apoyarlo. The next speaker is Senator Omar Aquino. I have had the pleasure to work with the Senator as co-chairs of the Latino Caucus. As many of you may know, we have brought in some great talent within the Latino Caucus, and to be just part of that sort of, I would say, mentoring of these wonderful caucus assembly members, I was able to have that opportunity with Senator Aquino to begin that process. Senator Aquino, why don't you come on up? It's been a real pleasure working alongside with him on many of the immigrant bills. I'll pass it over to you, Senator. Thank you.
Good morning. It is a great day today. It's a great day to be with all of you, to have our governor who has the opportunity to sign some great pieces of legislation. And with that, I wanna lift up the leadership of certain folks, in particular in the General Assembly. I'll start there first. Speaker Welch, you led with the Trust Act. You were one of the first people to have this in particular bill and pass it on to Leader Hernandez. You and our Senate President Don Harmon, who led these efforts in the past. We want to thank you for your commitment and your support to all communities, in particular the immigrant communities in the state of Illinois. Thank you. I want to thank the lieutenant governor and the governor for their unwavering support to the immigrant community, and that is shown by the signatures today of these 4 bills. I want to thank the entire Latino caucus, many of whom and most of whom are sitting right behind me, for their leadership and support and into making sure every one of these pieces of legislation was able to be passed. My partner in crime, leader Hernandez, who has just been a champion for our communities for years. I want to thank the Black Caucus, as Asian Caucus, is standing firm with us every single time together, because when we fight together, we win, and we have been winning in the state of Illinois. But the true leadership comes from many of the people that are sitting here that the cameras don't see, comes from the community leaders. This is a bill that yes. This is a bill that is vitally important to all of our immigrant communities who worked very hard to get this bill passed. This bill would help to ensure that immigrants feel safe in their homes and in their neighborhoods. I want to in particular lift up the organizations that represent the Northwest Side in the 2nd District, and that's the Logan Square Neighborhood Association. That LSNA, and especially with their parent mentor programs, those mothers who kick butt every single day in the communities, in our schools. It's especially important that we're having this bill signed in a school too, because that's where it happens. It's with our families, our parents that are inspiring our children. I want to take note that Illinois has taken a lead in passing laws and policies that welcome immigrants. We have much work to continue to do. We need to make sure that that we end ICE detention centers in the state of Illinois. We don't just send people off to other states. We need to end the cruel system of ICE detention for everyone, be it in the state and across the country. I want to take note that Illinois has stood up for immigrant communities year in and year out, and especially to the undocumented communities. We have passed laws that allow for undocumented folks to have driver's license. We have passed laws that make students that are undocumented eligible for MAP grants so that they can have a future. We have also, we're the first and only state that responded to the pandemic in the right way, making sure that undocumented seniors are eligible for Medicaid. And just a year later, we weren't done with our work. We made sure that 55-year-olds were also included, so that people that are going to work, that are the frontline workers, they have the ability to make sure that they have health care in the state of Illinois. But we need Congress to finally pass a pathway for citizenship for everyone who is still without permanent immigrant status. We in Illinois are doing our job. We need Congress to do its job too. And we have the best congressman to make sure that Washington is getting it right and doing it right and making sure that immigrants are not in the back burner but in the front of the conversation and a priority, and that is Congressman Garcia.
Read you loud and clear, Senator. And we are working extremely hard in Washington, D.C., so that immigration reform occurs, happens, becomes a reality this year all across the United States of America, and immigrants finally get the justice that they seek. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for the invitation. I am honored to be here with all of the tremendous legislators and, of course, the Illinois Latino Legislative Caucus, the Illinois General Assembly, and, of course, all of the organizers and advocates and policy advisors who make this a reality. I also know that many of our organizers and people from different communities are streaming their way here to make the event. So I salute them in absentia. Próximamente nos acompañarán. So to everyone here, your invaluable efforts to protect and defend immigrant and mixed status families that has placed Illinois as the leader across the country in protecting immigrants. As an immigrant who came to this country at the age of 10 from Durango, Mexico, I can attest that having a community bring you in with open arms make a world of difference for us. I'm glad to be here as you continue moving the needle on immigration, and even more special to see the state version of my federal bill, A New Way Forward, come to be reality in my home state. And today brings us closer to decriminalizing immigration and inclusion, but our work is not done. Our communities need a pathway to citizenship. I am confident that we will get it done, and know that you'll be fighting alongside all of us to make it happen. Thank you again for your efforts. The amount of collaboration that took place to get us here today is exemplary, and our immigrant families are truly fortunate to have such strong advocates leading the charge. Illinois legislators and Governor, you continue to lead the way. Muy buenos días. Sus invaluables esfuerzos para proteger y defender a las familias inmigrantes de estatus mixto e indocumentado han colocado a Illinois en el mapa como modelo para toda la nación. Me alegra estar aquí y ver que la versión estatal de mi proyecto de ley federal, Un Nuevo Camino, se hace realidad aquí en mi estado natal adoptado. El día de hoy formamos un paso hacia la despenalización en inmigración y la inclusión hacia inmigrantes, pero nuestro trabajo no ha terminado. Nuestras comunidades necesitan un camino hacia la ciudadanía. Estoy seguro de que lograremos y sé que lucharemos juntos para hacerlo realidad en el futuro muy cercano. Gracias nuevamente por sus esfuerzos. Nuestras familias inmigrantes son realmente afortunadas de tener defensores tan fuertes liderando la carga. Muchas gracias, los felicito a todos y a todas. Next, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce a neighbor of mine from the Little Village community who is not my senator yet, but will be officially my senator if my crystal ball is right, as I introduce State Senator Celina Villanueva.
So I think we're going to get back on track because I think we actually have Lawrence Benito going first. So like a good former staffer, I'm going to make that happen. Lawrence Benito, CEO of the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, and my former boss.
Well, let's be clear, Celina's the boss now. Thank you, Congressman Garcia. Thank you, Senator Celina Villanueva. Governor Pritzker, Lieutenant Governor Stratton, thank you for your leadership. Leader Hernandez, Senator Aquino, and all our bill sponsors today, thank you for your leadership to protect immigrants across the state. Today, Illinois Way Forward is becoming law because motivated, empowered leaders in the Latino Caucus and the General Assembly worked with grassroots community members to make meaningful change happen. A lot of those organizations are here today. ICR members ran phone banks, met with legislators, organized to Springfield at the end of session. Organizers in McHenry County fought that county's ICE detention contract, which Illinois Way Forward today will end. Illinois has taken huge steps towards becoming the most welcoming state in the nation. But as we seek to protect our families and neighbors, we need President Biden and Homeland Security to shut down the deportation machine, and Congress must shift money from ICE towards community solutions. Lastly, Congress needs to pass a pathway to citizenship and budget reconciliation. I want to thank Congressman Garcia for being a true leader in pushing for citizenship for all. With him and his colleagues, Jan Schakowsky and Marie Newman, and now Senator Durbin, Illinois is poised to take this momentum we built on the state level and keep it going in Congress. So thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Senator Selena Villanueva, who will be speaking about the Immigration Task Force bill.
Like I said, once a staffer, always a staffer. I still staff Chewy, so I'm just saying. I used to work for Chewy, so just so that you know. Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today with my friends and colleagues, both past and present. I see you, ICER members. I saw BPNC and Enlace and Mujeres. I see Communities United, even though you're not in my district. But I love you all, Hana Center, and so many others that are here today. Community members and leaders, because we're not just here for one bill, which usually that's how we do. We're here for 4. And there's more coming after this. So I'm just letting you know, Governor, we still got some time we got to spend together. The values and beliefs that I held as an immigrant rights organizer haven't changed since becoming a legislator. In fact, they've become even more pronounced and imperative in my role as a senator, especially since I'm the senator of the most Latino Latinx Senate district in the state of Illinois. The plight of immigrant communities lie at the heart of my district. And it warms my heart that leaders, all of us here, legislators and advocates and community members and congressmen and governors and lieutenant governors and speakers, and even though President Harmon is here, he's here in spirit, that work tirelessly every single day to make Illinois a better and more welcoming place for immigrants. The idea for Senate Bill 2665, my bill, Senate Bill 2665, the Illinois Immigrant Impact Task Force, was really to understand and to find out how Illinois has served immigrant communities and to figure out how we can make state government work even better for our communities. And to be honest, after the last few years in this country, and with how COVID has devastated our communities, it is imperative that we find ways to help our families not just to survive, but to thrive. These bills would not be in the process of becoming laws today were it not for you all, the advocates. Take that moment, and I want to hear a big round of applause because we would not be here without you all. We wouldn't be here without the parent mentors, los padres mentores, las madres mentores, from all of the programs, for our own leaders in our own communities, because I see you, I've worked with you all. Were it not for the commitment and dedication of the Latino caucus, because yes, we're in it to win it and we are in it to fight. Were it not for who is my partner in crime, Leader Aquino, when we're in it in Springfield and literally bouncing off the walls trying to make the impossible happen. Were it not for Leader Hernandez and Leader Ramirez, were it not for Senator Pasión Isaias, who just joined us, and Senator Villa in the Senate, were it not for the countless legislators and newer legislators who came in with this energy and blood and said, we're gonna make this happen because it is for us, it is for our communities, it is for our moms, our dads, our tios, our abuelas, for everybody that we see when we go home, and for each and every time that we look ourselves in the mirror. And we do it with the support of our leaders, like Speaker Welch and President Harmon. We do it with the support of the governor and the lieutenant governor, who have been amazing in the fight to make sure that Illinois is the most welcoming state, because we don't get to have Medicaid for undocumented seniors over the age of 55 if you don't have dedication and commitment. And we don't do it without the support, like my congressman. I'm going to be his senator very soon, but he is still my congressman, Congressman Garcia, who is fighting the good fight in Washington, D.C. And I know the message has already been sent before, but we'll send it again, because in Illinois, we've done our job, and we'll continue to do this job. We'll continue to fight to make sure that Illinois is the most welcoming state in our nation. But now we need Congress to make sure that it happens, because we need some immigration reform as soon as humanly possible. And we need that same commitment and dedication from President Biden to get it done. So thank you all, and congratulations to you all today. Muy brevemente en español, estoy muy emocionada de estar aquí hoy con mis amigos, colegas pasados y presentes, organizaciones y miembros de la comunidad, porque estamos aquí por no solo un proyecto de ley, sino por 4. Los valores y las creencias que tenía como organizadora de derechos de inmigrantes no han cambiado mucho desde que me convertí en legisladora. De hecho, se han vuelto aún más pronunciadas e imperativos en mi función, porque como senadora del distrito del Senado más latino en el estado de Illinois, la difícil situación que viven las comunidades inmigrantes se encuentra en el corazón de mi distrito. La idea del proyecto de ley del Senado 2665 es porque yo quería realmente comprender y descubrir cómo Illinois ha servido a las comunidades inmigrantes y determinar cómo podemos hacer que el gobierno estatal funcione aún mejor para nuestras comunidades. Después de los últimos años en este país y con la forma en que COVID devastó nuestras comunidades, es imperativo que encontremos formas de ayudar a nuestras familias, no solo a sobrevivir, sino a prosperar. Estos proyectos de ley no estarían en el proceso de convertirse en leyes si no fuera por el apoyo y el trabajo de las organizaciones comunitarias que están aquí presentes. Y le doy un gran shout out a las organizaciones de mi distrito, como son Enlace, como son BPNC, como son Mujeres y todas las demás organizaciones, porque no estuviéramos aquí sin su trabajo. Tampoco estaremos aquí sin el compromiso y la dedicación de líderes como lo que son el líder Omar Aquino, la líder Lisa Hernandez, sin los senadores como lo que son la senadora Cristina Pasión Isayas y la senadora Villa, sino por el trabajo de representantes en la Cámara de Representantes, sin el Speaker Welch, sin el President Harman, sin el apoyo de nuestro gobernador y nuestra Lieutenant Governor. No estaríamos aquí, y no estaríamos aquí sin nuestro campeón en Washington, D.C., nuestro congresista Chuy Garcia, que ya sabe el mensaje y ya está haciendo su trabajo, pero lo vamos a enmendar otra vez, porque aquí en Illinois estamos haciendo y seguimos haciendo el trabajo de hacer Illinois el mejor estado que le da la bienvenida a los inmigrantes en esta nación. Y nosotros hemos hecho nuestra parte y seguimos haciéndolo, y ahora lo necesitamos en Washington, en el Congreso, y con el compromiso del President Biden, que vamos a tener una reforma migratoria. Muchísimas gracias. And with that, I want to introduce my good friend, because we're actually friends, and my colleague, my road dog on the Southwest side, our leader Aaron Ortiz.
Good morning, buenos dias. My name is Aaron Ortiz. I'm the state representative of the 1st District and the House Chair of the Illinois Legislative Latino Caucus. Many of the constituents I represent on the southwest side of Chicago did not have the benefit of working from home. Due to their socioeconomic status, many had no choice but continue going into work. In addition to elevated exposure to COVID, immigrants from across the state also face additional systemic barriers and the creation of this task force is important and needed to examine the impacts of systemic disinvestment and the pandemic on immigrant communities throughout Illinois. On behalf of the Illinois Legislative Latino Caucus, I would like to extend our gratitude to Governor Pritzker and his team for continuing to make Illinois a national leader in protecting immigrant families. Thank you, Governor. We look forward to our continuing collaboration in the coming legislative session. Thank you, Governor, for your willingness to sign Senate Bill 2665, which would reinstate the Illinois Immigrant Impact Task Force Act. This past session, the Illinois General Assembly did its part. Now it's time for Congress and President Biden to take the lead from Illinois and act at the federal level. Thank you. Buenos días, mi nombre es Aaron Ortiz, soy el representante estatal del primer distrito y uno de los presidentes de la Cámara del Caucus Legislativo Latino de Illinois. Muchas de las personas que yo represento en el lado del suroeste de Chicago no tuvieron el beneficio de trabajar desde casa durante esta pandemia. Debido a su situación económica, muchos no tuvieron más opción que seguir trabajando. Además de la exposición elevada al COVID, los inmigrantes de todo el estado también enfrentan barreras adicionales para acceder a los servicios del gobierno, incluyendo barreras del idioma. Las comunidades inmigrantes vieron las tasas de infección más altas durante la pandemia del COVID-19 y el menor alivio del gobierno federal. La creación de este grupo de trabajo es importante y necesaria para examinar los impactos de la desinversión y los impactos de la pandemia en las comunidades inmigrantes en todo Illinois. En nombre del Caucus Latino, me gustaría extender nuestro agradecimiento al gobernador Pritzker y su equipo por continuar haciendo Illinois un líder nacional en la protección de familias inmigrantes. Esperamos continuar nuestra colaboración en la próxima sesión legislativa. Gracias por firmar Senate Bill 2665, que restablecería el grupo de trabajo de impacto de inmigrantes en Illinois. En esta pasada sesión, la Asamblea General de Illinois hizo su parte. Ahora es el momento del Congreso y el presidente Biden tomen la iniciativa desde Illinois y actúen al nivel federal. Muchas gracias. And again, before I present the next speaker, I just want to give a huge shout out to all the community organizations for your advocacy. Please continue to push us until we continue to support more and more of our working class families here in Illinois. And next up, I would like to call up to the podium Senator Collins, Leader Collins.
Thank you, Representative Ortiz. And first, let me say I'm honored to be standing with our governor, Governor J.B. Pritzker, our Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton, Leader Welch, and Congressman Garcia. These are leaders who keep their promises, and these are public servants committed to equity and justice. I also want to thank the Latino Caucus and their leadership, and I personally want to recognize and thank Moldov for allowing me the privilege of sponsoring this legislation to protect the state immigrant community from violent attacks. It's Senate Bill 1596. I truly believe that hate is a poison that is slowly killing our society. Hate for the other. Hate for the person who doesn't look or sound or believe like you. Over the past several years, we've seen too much hate. We've seen black men and women die at the hands of police officers who treated them as less important, but in some cases, and in most cases, less than human. We've seen Asian American women murdered by a seemingly hate-filled man. We've seen perceived immigrants physically assaulted in Chicago and Milwaukee. Though I've sponsored several measures to fight hate over the past year, I'm particularly proud of this one, and I want to thank Governor Pritzker for signing it today. This new law, which makes it a hate crime to target someone because of their actual or perceived immigrant status, will help protect immigrants and children of immigrants from all across the world, but especially our Latino brothers and sisters. This is a nation of immigrants, and we've all deserved to feel safe in our homes and communities. It saddens me that anyone will ever be targeted because of they're an immigrant, and that this law is even necessary. However, I hope it will prevent future acts of violence and harassment. I hope it would help our state's immigrants feel safer. More importantly, I urge everyone to stand up to hate in our communities, offer shelter and kind words to all our neighbors. Listen to people who are different from you. Only by working together can we overcome hate and violence. Thank you. Now I have the honor of introducing one of the leaders of our Progressive Caucus, well-timed in this time of change. We are called to be change agents, and the Progressive Caucus is leading the way along with the Black Caucus and the Latino Caucus in the Illinois General Assembly. Senator Villivalam.
Thank you, Leader Collins, and you were progressive before progressive was a word, so we appreciate your work. As was mentioned, my name is Ron Villivalam. I'm the state senator for the 8th District, co-chair of the Progressive Caucus, co-chair of the Asian American Caucus. I am so proud to have been the Senate sponsor for House Bill 121. People authorized to work in the United States should not face employment discrimination. All residents of Illinois deserve access to good work that pays living wages. The signing of House Bill 121 will make it a violation of the Illinois Human Rights Act for employers, employment agencies, and labor organizations to discriminate against people based on their federal work authorization status, without regard to how or why they obtained their authorization. I am so proud to have sponsored this legislation. I had to sponsor this legislation given the experiences my parents faced in terms of discrimination when they came to this country, given the experiences that I hear on a daily, weekly basis in my district of discrimination, because it's the right thing to do, and because Leader Aquino said he wouldn't give me a ride to Springfield unless I did it. But this shows you when a coalition of community organizations that serve immigrant families and elected leaders like those behind me come together, we can and will make Illinois the most immigrant-friendly state in our nation. Thank you. So I thank Representative Guzzardi for his work on this legislation, as well as my colleagues, Governor Pritzker, Lieutenant Governor Stratton, Senate President Hartman, Speaker Welch. Sorry that my 2-year-old isn't here to run in front of you like he was the other time. And additionally, I want to thank MALDEF and the other community organizations leaders that are here today, and so many more that fought for this legislation. This legislation gives me hope for the future. We are celebrating these victories against the backdrop of a national moment where we may see the first new pathway to citizenship for millions in over 35 years. And we got to get that done in Washington, D.C., and we have a champion here today who's going to make it happen. And with that, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, someone that will remind us of why we do what we do, someone that will remind us of why this is so important. And with that, please welcome Hung Chun, the community leader with the Hana Center, an ICER member organization in Chicago and the suburbs. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hwang Chan Yu. I was born in South Korea, but my family immigrated to the United States when I was 6 years old. I recently graduated from college and have been a leader with Hana Center to fight for citizenship for all and ending detention and deportation. While growing up in Waukegan, I didn't have citizenship but was able to get DACA status when I was in high school. Although I didn't know the depth of how not having citizenship would affect me, I still felt an element of fear and instability. In middle school and high school and the last 2 years, I would see people alerting each other about ICE being in town. The Illinois Way Forward Act is a huge victory for the immigrant community because we greatly reduced their ability to separate me, my family, and my community from our home, and we work relentlessly to make this happen. Hana Center, along with fellow ICER member organizations, made phone calls, met with legislators, and went to Springfield to make sure that every member of the General Assembly knew about Illinois Way Forward and how it would help immigrants across the state. Today is about celebrating all that we've made possible through organizing against racist systems. With this victory, we are ready to continue organizing to address the separation of families and communities, inhumane treatment, and the exploitation of our work and labor in this country. The only way to ensure safety for all immigrants is citizenship for all immigrants, ending detention, deportation, and ultimately abolishing ICE. We're proud to have Illinois be a national leader in protection and supporting immigrants. I hope that our U.S. Congress follows our state as an example to do the right thing. It is clear that bipartisan efforts have failed for the past 20 years. If those who say they support immigrants truly live up to their words and act accordingly, the budget reconciliation process is the only way for members of Congress to take a bolder step for me and my community to have the same rights that we all deserve. Immigrants and workers of all backgrounds are currently treated with less rights and respect than the products and services that we provide. In order for us to bring a real sense of peace, security, and self-determination, we must have citizenship for all without exclusions and ending the distinction between who is and isn't deserving of equal rights, because we're all human beings and it is about time that we get citizenship for all and the rights that we deserve, and we won't wait any longer. Congratulations to all who made today possible. Can we please have Governor Pritzker sign the bill, please?
Speakers and members sit in their seats just right now, and then we'll try to do a socially distanced picture after.
Smile when you sign it, okay?
4 times as much.
Yes. Thank you. I need this angle. Look at me. Now everybody smile. Yay. Woo. Excellent.
Happy to take questions from members of the media.
Governor, I do have an on-topic question, and this is actually from Greg Bishop of the Center Square. He is asking that why not work harder to naturalize immigrants rather than making laws lax, fostering illegal immigration?
Well, the premise of the question is a little faulty. We're doing everything that we can to make this the most welcoming state in the United States, and everything we can to get the laws of the United States changed so that we can have a true path to citizenship for people who are already here. So, these are things we work on simultaneously. There's no, one but not the other.
When it comes to force and what is going to happen with the people who already had or were arrested in the past before this law?
I'm not sure I heard the first part of the question.
When is going to be enforced, the new law?
Enforced. I think each one has a slightly different enforcement date. All of them certainly by January 1. Is anybody? I don't think any of them are immediately going into force. So by January 1, which is the end of this year, the beginning of next year.
Topic, anybody else on topic?
Good.
I just want to ask you about your decision not to go to Lala over the weekend, and doesn't this kind of send mixed messages about whether it was actually safe?
No, I think that the city and the producers of Lollapalooza were had in place measures to keep people safe, including showing your vaccination card or getting a test beforehand. I think those were reasonable things to do. It was also reasonable for people like me who, got up to near the date and decided, I'd rather not go, just out of an abundance of caution. So there's no mixed message. I think you probably have done the same somewhere along the way in your life where you've gotten up to a date of some event and then said, I'm not going to go.
The whole concept of mask recommendations and mask mandates. Over the weekend, saw all kinds of places where there's the recommendation where people just are going into stores and shopping and not wearing masks. Is this recommendation just the toothless tiger, if you will, and does there need to be anything stronger?
We're following the CDC recommendations and guidance, and the IDPH has put out the very same guidance. We think it's important for people to take responsibility for themselves, as well as for businesses to take responsibility, not to mention schools, to keep the people who attend those schools or attend those businesses or patrons of those businesses safe. And so we want to strongly encourage people to wear masks indoors, and this is very important, please, the most important thing you can do to keep yourself, your community, your family safe is to get vaccinated. It is easily available now. You can, if you decide right now that you want to get vaccinated, you can get vaccinated in the next hour. You can go to a Walgreens or CVS or a local pharmacy, almost anywhere in the state of Illinois, not to mention your public health department. So please do that. Reach out if you want more information, but it is safe. And importantly, 97% of the people that are in the hospital today with COVID are people who are unvaccinated, and almost 98.5% of people who are dying from COVID today across the nation are unvaccinated. So that should tell you something. Get vaccinated.
Frank, we have time for one last question. I'll ask one more then. One of my colleagues is covering in the All-State Arena. There's that World Wrestling event, huge indoor event. what kind of concerns do you have about an indoor event like this? And I don't know, maybe they have protocols. I don't know what protocols they have for checking people coming in, but I mean, indoor event, ton of people like that.
Look, again, I would encourage people to follow the guidelines. They're very serious. The CDC's done a lot of work on this. So has IDPH. Wearing a mask, if you're vaccinated, even wearing a mask if you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, but certainly either way, wearing a mask indoors in a large event is a very good idea. Many people here, in fact, everyone in the room, as far as I can see, is wearing a mask today, and we have a number of people here. I think that's just the right thing to do, and people should make good decisions for themselves. People who are running events like that also should make good decisions about what protocols they put in place. Thank you.